Welcome back to Inside Business. It's been a busy week in the aviation world. Earlier this week, Emirates Airlines announced they had placed multi-billion-dollar orders at the UK's Farnborough Air Show, reflecting the strong health of the sector in the Middle East. The UAE's commercial and logistics aviation sector has traditionally benefited from its strategic location, and these new announcements will add a further boost to the sector. To discuss this, we're joined now by Andrew Walsh, the Vice President of Cargo and Logistics at Dubai Airports. So Andrew, welcome to the show. Great to speak with you today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So certainly some positive news for Dubai this week, where the spotlight shone on its aviation industry. Talk me through some of the highlights from Farnborough. Emirates certainly made some big orders.
Farnborough, of course, is a very important air show. It's one of the biggest in the world. And, you know, the order from Emirates this week for the extra 777 aircraft is great for Dubai. And that, of course, is on the back of the Airbus order that happened only a few weeks ago in Germany. It does mean that for the airport here that there's a lot of expansion that we're going to see over the next few years. And from the airport side, we're obviously going to have to ensure that we can accommodate all of that growth.
Definitely an exciting time to be in Dubai. Now, obviously, you work on the cargo and the logistics side of the business. How is that sector faring at the moment in the Middle East?
What we saw last year in 2009 was positive growth. We ended the year over 5% up. The rest of the world was actually in decline. So last year was very positive for us. This year is enormously positive. Just in the first 5 months of the year, we have a compound growth of over 27%. So
Dubai has a bit of a head start when it comes to cargo, but what are the challenges that remain going forward?
We see ourselves as competing globally, certainly not locally, and we have to compete with areas like Singapore and Hong Kong and Korea, Incheon in Korea. So in order to compete, it's not just about having world-class infrastructure, which we do have now. It's also about having processes and efficiency in the way in which we're working. So one of the challenges that we face, and one of the things we have to ensure that we are meeting a world-class standard, is making sure those processes are as easy as possible.
So what sort of access does the industry have to funds at the moment in order to help it expand?
Funding obviously is of a concern at the moment, but I don't see any immediate problems with funding, and certainly we're getting the support that we need.
Now, with the recent launch of cargo operations at Dubai World Central, what sort of interest have you had from companies so far? Tell me some names.
We managed to sign 19 airlines before the opening day at the end of June. We've started to see some of those airlines operating, and the schedules are slowly building. The majority of the airlines are charter operators, and we have some local operators. Maximus Air Cargo from Abu Dhabi is currently one of the largest operators in Dubai World Central, and they're growing their business there. And we have some international operators as well. So Thai, for example, are also one of the operators that will start operating through Dubai World Central within the next few weeks.
So do you think you're on target to reach the first year goal then?
The strategy was very much about making sure there was a soft opening to start with, so that we had these 3 or 4 months leading up to October to make sure the airport was fully operational. We do see some growth coming in October with the additional airlines coming in, and then as we move into next year, particularly next March with the opening of the passenger terminal, then we do expect to see some growth again. So absolutely we feel that we're on target to meet the end of our first year figures.
So how competitive are prices at the new facilities for companies who are looking to launch there?
We've offered incentives to 2 airlines to attract them to move to Dubai World Central. I mean, we actually believe that Dubai World Central has a good sales proposition in its own right. It's close to the Jafsa seaport, so it makes the movement of freight between sea and air very easy. But we do recognise that encouraging people to change can sometimes be difficult, so we are looking at offering incentives around landing and parking figures, and in conjunction with some of our colleagues in Donata also on the handling side.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be quite a busy few years ahead for you, Andrew.
It is a long-term, yes, clearly it's a long-term plan.
Andrew Walsh, the Vice President of Cargo and Logistics at Dubai Airports. Thank you for speaking with us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's it for this episode of Inside Business. Of course, you can contact us by writing to ib@city7tv.com. You can also view our previous shows online at YouTube. Search for Inside Business 01. But for now, from all of us on the business desk, goodbye and thanks for watching.